A reading from the letter to the Hebrews. Christ did not enter into a sanctuary made by hands, a copy of the true one, but heaven itself, that he might now appear before God on our behalf. Not that he might offer himself repeatedly, as the high priest enters each year into the sanctuary with blood that is not his own. If that were so, he would have had to suffer repeatedly from the foundation of the world. But now, once for all, he has appeared at the end of the ages to take away sin by his sacrifice. Just as it is appointed that human beings die once, and after this the judgment, so also Christ, offered once to take away the sins of many, will appear a second time, not to take away sin, but to bring salvation to those who eagerly await him. The word of the Lord.
Our second reading for this Sunday comes from the letter to the Hebrews. We have been reflecting on generosity. Now, in this passage from the letter to the Hebrews, we find a very creative way by which the author describes Jesus as our high priest. The author uses something that is close to the heart of the Hebrew people, the Day of Atonement, when the chief priest enters the Holy of Holies and sprinkles this area with the blood of animals, the Day of Atonement for sins. Using that very familiar ritual, the author describes the priesthood of Christ. And the way it is described, I think, opens for us valuable lessons regarding generosity. First, Jesus did not enter a sanctuary made by human hands. The sanctuary that he entered was the heavenly sanctuary. He entered heaven itself. He entered the very presence of God. But unlike the chief priests performing the rituals during the Day of Atonement, Jesus did not bring to the heavenly sanctuary the blood of animals. Jesus did not bring the blood, the symbol of life, of substitute offerings. You know that the chief priests used the blood of calves, of bulls, of lambs, of goats, but Jesus did not use any of that. What did he use? He offered his own blood. This is the sacrifice that our chief priest of the new covenant offered himself, his life. Not the life of another, but myself given up for you. This is the sacrifice that we commemorate at every Eucharist. This is my body for you. This is my blood poured out for you. You know, this is generosity at its best. Whenever I see people offering during the Mass, their monetary gifts, sometimes they offer fruits, they offer, I even receive once in a while live chickens, sacks of rice as offerings. Of course, I thank God for the generosity of all of these wonderful Catholics. But at the back of my mind, I also ask, how often do they give of themselves? Not just objects that could be substitutes for my self-offering. Jesus' generosity is manifested in this. While he could have used substitute offerings, which could be wonderful signs of his love and self-giving, he chose to become direct. I give myself, my body, my blood, my life. This is the chief priest that we have. And up to now, He is there in the presence of God, interceding for us. Right there in heaven, He does not forget us. He continues His generosity, praying for us, pleading before the Father on our behalf. Generosity, giving of myself for others.